That might be
It's a sandbox. It's a soapbox. It's FanBox.
And welcome to Tardis Talks, episode 12. We are talking about the new Who, which is Judy's Doctor, the 15th Doctor. And the episode here we're talking about is Lux. You know me. My name is Tony. I'm here with It's FanBox. You also may know me as Mr. Marvelite on social media. Let's just go ahead and have everybody kind of just introduce themselves in any sense. Let's see. Go ahead, David. Oh, wait, that's me. Why?
I was gonna say that's a different bearded.
I don't know.
man.
We do look a lot alike, though. It's a little less fair.
Right.
Hi, my name is David. I'm Xanatos1138 on all socials, mostly TikTok, and I mean, I'm all of them. You can find me. That's it.
Yes, and then Niko.
Hello, Niko Skywalker, cosplayer, content creator on Instagram, Skywalking Niko, Captain America.
Yeah, and always showing off the Sonics, which is great. Johnny.
Hi, I'm Johnny, also known as Marvelous Johnny. Y'all can find me on TikTok, Instagram, pretty much those two. Yeah, YouTube and Twitch as well. Sorry, I'm somewhat concussed doing this.
Yeah, so Johnny has decided to join us after, almost like getting in a major car accident. In fact, last week you did the same thing. So
I did.
Yeah, so
and I was a bloody mess.
Yeah, but that was great. I knew you were off your game a little bit because the inappropriate conversations weren't happening. So that's perfectly fine.
I can fix that this episode.
Johnny's like, challenge accepted.
Exactly.
Will is not with us. Will is actually taking advantage of time away from the kids to have some alone time with his wife. Not suggesting anything. It's more of just like going on a date. I don't even know why I said that. Will, I am so sorry.
I am so sorry.
This is what happens. And like, for those of you who are watching this, this show is not live, but we're not editing it. So anything that happens, we're not editing it out. So you'll be seeing this at the normally scheduled time. We're taking Easter off, which means I was up at 3:00 in the morning watching this episode. But you can find us at itsfanbox.com. You can check out all of us and all of the other podcasts that are a part of the FanBox Network at fanboxnetwork.com. You can check out this Fandoms, Daredevil Born Again, which finished its episode at the time of you listening or watching this. And hopefully we will be back again next year for more better, more, whatever. And that episode, all that stuff, you can find that on the YouTube channel as well as on itsfanbox.com, because we post all of these episodes as like articles. And then you can also find us wherever podcasts are found. So let's go ahead and get started. I do want to make one correction before we go any further. Johnny also corrected me with this. Last week I said that the voice of Lux, or the voice of the character, which will go into his real name. Well, no, he's not Lux, but the episode was Lux. It was Humdinger or something or whatever. What his real name is, we'll say later on. I said it was Tom Mulaney or John Mulaney.
You said Tom Mulaney, and then we corrected you for John Mulaney.
Yeah, so we corrected the wrong thing. But no, this is Alan Cummings, I believe, correct?
Also known as Nightcrawler for X2,
yes,
and will be showing up in Avengers Doomsday.
Or like a lot of people who, or like nobody likes to say, the Loki from the Son of the Mask,
or one of the characters in The Good Wife,
or the guy from Spy Kids 3D.
Yes, I love him in Spy Kids.
See,
who does he play again? I just remember the music he would sing, and that was like way more addictive.
What was that? Flip. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cartoon character was Mr. Ring-a-Ding, but I think his real name was Lux. It was he was the Harbinger. He was
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking that early on. That's fine.
But Alan Cummings' character's name in Spy Kids is Fegan Floop.
That's right. That was one of the worst things about the movie. Like, yeah. A movie is kind of getting to the point of where you kind of just say the franchise is over when they start doing 3D, like
Hey man, I enjoyed Spy
Jaws
Kids
3D.
3.
Yeah, Spy Kids
4
3D
is
was
where it
good.
dropped for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think I'm a Spy Kids 1, and then after I was one and done.
Hey man, Lost
One
Island
and done?
dropped some
So
bangers.
here's the thing though.
You had
It's not
Steve
just
Buscemi drop one of the hardest lines in media history ever.
okay. Now I have to probably go back and watch it.
Yeah, you do. He goes, do you think
Okay.
God hides up there because he is afraid of what he's created?
So
I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna say this, like, because I actually wrote an article about this. I'm gonna post it later on. But I basically said, it's an article about why I love Pacific Rim, but will never watch the sequel.
Oh, I've seen Uprising. I don't
Yeah,
hate it. The anime's not bad either.
Yeah,
The anime
Pacific
maybe,
Rim
but
Block.
okay. But we're here for Doctor Who, so let's go ahead
Yes,
and
we
get
are.
into that.
Sorry. As you can tell here, everyone, we're just absolute nerds about everything.
Yeah, which is a good place to be because we can talk about whatever and it is what it is. And we don't have to worry about anybody in the comments saying get back on topic because we're not paying attention. We don't ever pay attention anyway. Okay, so we obviously pick right back up from where episode 1 ends off. He's still trying to get them back. They're still being bounced off of May 24th. It's very on the nose in this episode, I think. Like they're really trying to play up May 24th. So I'm back to my feeling like May 24th is going to be the penultimate. It is the penultimate episode, but at the same time, I think the big deal is going to happen there, and they're really pushing for that, and they're trying to market it in the movie or in the show.
So I don't think they've confirmed like every single episode release date. It's just people have been placing them based off of when the first episode was announced. Because the second to last episode is May 24th. So what Disney can easily do is just drop both episodes at the
Oh
end
yeah,
on the same day, like they did with season 1, where they dropped the first 2 episodes for season 1 or series.
that's a good point. I didn't think about that. So it may end on May. No, put pun intended. It may end on May 24th.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
That's great. Yeah, so they end up in 1952 in Florida, which, let's face it, even in 2025, it's dangerous for minorities. But let's just go ahead and keep going.
Hey, you know, I live in Florida in 2025. Can confirm it doesn't seem much different.
Just the style. People are more polite there or in 1952 from the seams of it.
Yep.
So things were better in the past, I guess.
Now, one thing that really kind of struck me in this episode, okay, we're talking about segregation, segregated theater, segregated diner. I realized, I know it was much more subtle than the Rosa Parks episode with Jody, but I had to stop for a second because I'm like, the look on his face when he was talking and he's like, this is kind of illegal what he's doing. This is the first time the doctor has been in this position that we know of where he has been the minority. Because with Jody's run, she could still take point. One of her companions was in that position. This time he's in that place and he knows he's running a line, but he's still very confident throughout the whole thing.
This is honestly one of those moments where I'm glad they pointed out just the pure fact of segregation, because I was just thinking, like, it was in the back of my mind, like, okay, racism definitely there. Let's see if they tackle it. And then when the lady just goes like, if you'll allow it, with barring no rules or whatever, and she's like, no one else is here. The young guys was just like, yeah, I'll overlook it. I'm just like,
and then when they called Belinda, what was it, Cuban?
Yeah,
Caribbean.
I was like, Caribbean. That's right.
Caribbean.
I was like, wow.
South Asian.
But
yeah,
that's
it even
thing.
starts like as soon as they hop out of the TARDIS. Like, it's 4 a.m. We got dressed, and then he looks down.
No
and he's
one.
like, maybe it's better it's 4 a.m. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Starts now.
Yeah, and then like I'll tell you that the kid in the diner at 4 a.m, like he's pretty young to be working. Well, it was 1952. I guess it doesn't really matter. But like he was very like, I don't know where they found that kid, but he was like that squeaky clean, what you would think of on television. Like it was just like
he looks like milk toast.
Sure. Yeah. And just the kind of thing is like, it's like, can we go over and talk to her? And he's like, yeah, the rules don't matter too much. Like, and she's sitting there completely oblivious. And he's like,
and they solved racism just like that.
Right. It's like, oh, and let's just say it, when she's wanting to leave, they've done the beacon,
Mhm.
and he's just kind of like hinting at wanting to go solve the case. And she's like, "You're like Scooby Doo," and he's like, "I'm Velma, honey."
Freaking love the
I
Scooby-Doo joke
love
this
that. I
episode.
loved that.
Because also Velma, out of the entire mystery gang, is the most queer.
Yeah.
So, and I do
Yeah.
love that specifically.
Hmm.
But also, out of everyone, I would have gone with Shaggy. Come on.
Yeah, you probably would.
Nah, he's definitely Velma.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely
definitely
Velma.
Velma,
Yeah.
but like Shaggy's where it's at.
So the opening, he keeps saying, "Don't make me laugh." They, of course, the 15 people are missing.
All white.
All white. Well, that's the only one
So
that were
that's how
allowed to
you
be in
know
there.
they matter.
Okay, Johnny. Yes. Okay. So yes, we understand that they were talking about segregation at that time. But did you at all feel like this episode was not worthy of one of the Celestials, I guess is what we would call them, or like, once there was a harbinger and I heard the giggle, I was like,
Ha 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 ha.
this seems like a real, like, I felt like there was more stakes with Maestro than there
Well,
were with Harbinger.
I mean, with the Maestro episode from series 14, personally, I love that one just because, like, Shuti really got to flex his acting in terms of fear and the vulnerability of the Doctor. In this, we just it's like, is the Doctor getting too cocky? Is what I'm gathering from this episode with how he handled Lux.
Yeah, I feel like as far as between the Jinx, between Jinx and this episode, it was almost the same kind of vibe, except one was music and one was movie. The only thing missing from this one is there wasn't like a famous actor from the past that they messed with. It was all about movies in general and lights and all of the themes of filmmaking and shows, stuff like that.
I did want to quickly say though, like, when they say Tommy Lee, did anyone else think it was Tommy Lee Jones?
I thought it was Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson's ex-husband. That's
Oh,
what I
also him. I was just running it through my head, like, okay, this is like the 1950s. I'm like, when was Tommy Lee Jones born? I'm like, he was born in the 40s, I think. So that's why I went with Jones.
They really should have dropped a Jones in there somewhere, just to be like, ah. But
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting. So this episode, one of the things it reminded me of, and again, this is probably gonna be one that I think Johnny, I think I mentioned this before. You guys remember the coronation episode where Rose and the Doctor, this is the David Tennant's run, um the TVs, where the TVs were stuck in the people's faces.
Yes.
And of course you had the hapless TV repair guy or whatever giving the TVs away so that you would do her. I kind of felt like it was a very similar situation where there's another guy who has something to do with film or something similar to it that is basically kind of roped in. Now this time, instead of being threatened, this guy was like given something in place, and I kind of don't I kind of would relate to the guy. Like, he lost his wife, and Harbinger gave him like a version of it so that he could be in there. And of course, Harbinger can't leave the theater, so this guy has to be caretaking the whole time.
I don't know about you guys, but like overall, I think the character of Lux was really good just until that end. And mostly
Yeah.
stems from that, his Harbinger, his caretaker, I don't know, what was his name again? Robbie?
Oh.
Or am I saying Robbie because I'm thinking of the Pit currently?
Oh, you mean the theater guy?
The film guy?
Yeah, the theater guy. I sent it in the chat. Give me one quick second. Reg.
Oh,
Yeah, there we
It was
go.
Reggie.
that's right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like the overall crux of this episode falls short with him, mostly.
I did like how Lux was trying to use the Doctor, and how he was like putting light through him to like
Mhm.
absorb his energy to try to become real. That was rather interesting.
It's
Um,
interesting, just like the pure concept of a god of light, you know?
Mhm.
mhm, mhm.
So,
That's
because like
And of
terrifying, his
course,
we don't
idea.
really ever see anything like that in mythology.
And like, what would have happened if that spoon wasn't right on the table to bounce off of the moonlight? Nothing. No.
No, La La Land would have won.
yes. Okay,
Sorry, really shitty joke there.
we're gonna dance around this. Let's just go ahead and say it. What about them? The fourth wall break. We had one in the last episode, and then we had one in
Right.
this episode.
Okay. I think I'm in the minority. I don't know about Niko, but I personally liked it. I like the fourth wall break.
Same.
Okay.
There we go.
I was a little lackluster. I felt like it was intriguing when Miss Flood did it
Mhm.
Okay.
because it was like, okay, maybe she's one of the Celestials, maybe she's one of these beings, and that's why she can do it. I will say I loved the bit with the Hoovians.
That's why I kind of like it, I think.
And I love the argument about Blink and the way that Belinda was like completely confused at the explanation.
What's Blink?
Yeah,
The correct
normally you
answer,
don't
by the
blink.
way, is Heaven Sent, goddammit.
Or Hellbent.
Or Hellbent.
I
There's
I'd
so
rather
many.
hear Heaven
There's
Sent.
so
I feel
many
like
better choices besides Blink. I'm sorry. There's so many better
Blink
choices.
is, I think, Blink's still the highest rated episode.
Blink is still number one. Number two is Heaven Sent, though, which I
yeah.
will die by.
I also say the Day of the Doctor, but I personally like that one a lot. So
Yeah, so as far as Doctor Who fourth wall breaks, I loved when Capaldi talked to the camera. I love when characters look in the camera. Mrs. Flood talking to the audience. All of that, cool. You're like right on the line. It works. It's great. Stepping out of a television and talking to real life Whovian fans was the line for me. I was really really annoyed by that.
Okay, but like it's
But
that manipulation of the fourth wall concept, I think, which is
yeah.
why I like it, because they didn't actually break the fourth wall. It is the fourth wall. The Whovians are a manifestation more so of the situation
Yeah.
and of Lux himself, right?
It's like the
Which
racist
Which is
cop
weird because he's a
appearing.
god of light, not of reality or whatever or perception. But I'll honestly just throw my logical brain out for part of this episode because the more you think about it, the thinner it gets, to say the least. But like the notion of the Doctor breaking through the fourth wall and his influence as an individual being so great and being so influential on anyone who views him, because like even for me, like to me comics, like I don't have a religion, I went to Bible and everything, or Bible studies and shit like that, but like for me heroes and the notion of nobility comes from the mythology and the media that I consume, and I feel like that's really reflected well with the Whovians in this episode, you know,
Mhm.
mhm.
that the
so
Doctor, no matter who he is, he will always influence the best in his viewers and those who truly understand the character.
So what did soften it a bit is when they said, "Oh yeah, we're just a part of the trap." I said, "Okay, we're back. It's rounded
Mm.
out. It's
Yeah,
okay."
he was stealing the real.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it took me out of it for a bit, and I'm sure, like, I actually have said that I want to have my mind changed because this is one of the first times where I'm like, I had to really think about it. It's like, did I really like that or not?
Mhm.
It was very
It's
tough.
I don't want to say it's high concept. I just think it is a subversion of expectations more than anything. It's very Last Jedi in some sense, not in terms of like the entire episode, but just more so with that singular concept, I think.
I
Mm,
felt like
It's so cool.
I will say when I was sitting there, I was like, She-Hulk did it better. Like,
yeah.
I
Really?
Well, that's
agree.
a part of She-Hulk's character too.
well,
God,
no, when like
I
she
like the
popped
She-Hulk
out
bit
of
better.
the Disney Plus thing and then went after Kevin, like,
And just kicks through the Shang-Chi
yeah,
special.
but
which
this
yeah,
scene was
that's
so cool. A god of light made people who would be fans of his show,
Mhm,
but because they're fans of the Doctor and have seen Doctor Who, they understand that they are a part of the trap and how to
mhm.
break him out of it, and then just assume it would be their death after. It was like such a really surreal moment. It's like
Yeah.
their
It is
faith in
just
the Doctor.
Yeah, but
broke
like
them
it's
out
not
of
just like the
God's
acknowledgement
control.
of their death, but it's the acceptance
Yeah,
and being okay with it. Because truly, Doctor Who as a series is the acknowledgement of the glory of life, but the acceptance of an end. But the fact that you can continue on through story.
Oh dang it! Okay, I like it better now.
And I
Yeah, this
still
is
like She-Hulk better, which is the
And
funny
then
part.
this is
I
why I was
love the
glad to do
real
this.
fourth wall break at the end where they're still alive.
Exactly,
still
that
And
was
then
the
they
funniest
realize that.
part.
Yeah, I did like that. I was like, okay, they're not dead. Maybe we'll see them again at some point. But it's like, and then
I'm
but
not gonna
then
lie, I don't think I want to
Is-
see them again.
but then
Is-
1952, they're leaving with the TARDIS, and she's like, "You're gonna want to see this. It's a limited run. It ends on May 24th." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh! Like, how many times are you gonna like promote this show?"
May 24th.
Is is this the
Or
first time
correction.
we've had? Is this the first time we've had an end credit scene in Doctor Who, or has that happened before?
Um,
Oh, ooh, let me.
it is.
No, there was one with the time of the Doctor, right before Day of the Doctor, where they revealed the War Doctor. I think that was
Oh,
one.
right.
Yeah, they did, but
Yeah.
that was more like a promo. I wouldn't say that was necessarily. Uh, uh, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that was like a. Well, I guess it could have been an end credit scene.
It's a little bit of an end credit and reveal of like, because I remember it going like John Hurt as the War Doctor, you know?
It's been a while. I think the closest thing can remember is the Fifth Doctor, where they didn't play the regular intro after a companion's death. It was just like his broken badge, no music, just credits rolling over.
Damn,
So
okay.
So it says the special number 4 had an end credit reveal.
What was special number 4?
Let's see here.
That's a David. No, that's a David Tennant one, I think.
There's a post-credit scene that appeared at the end of series 9 episode.
Oh,
Face the Raven. It featured
Oh.
it's featured Riggsy
Oh.
finishing the painting a mural of the TARDIS of the on the
Oh, with
TARDIS exterior of Clara.
Yeah, I remember that one now.
I think that's about it. The Power of the Doctor.
Oh, I love Power of the Doctor.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing at the moment.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Thank you, Google.
Good job, Google. We will also do our own research, though.
Right. Sure.
I don't trust Google AI. I
Sure.
mean, we're gonna get there eventually when we run through this entire series.
At some point, AI is just going to have our faces and they're just going to talk, and it's be like,
I
Doctor Who is a film about a
refuse.
guy who goes through space and time.
You know what? Here's the thing. AI can do a lot of things, but it cannot manifest as much of the stupid shit
wait.
that we see online.
Don't you mean Al?
Or Al, my bad.
The great AI generator.
The Al robot generator.
Good.
I love that. Yeah, that's up there with Mavity at this point for me.
Mhm.
I just mention it now just to mess with Johnny. But
End
yeah,
of the day, though, we kind of convinced you.
so here's my thing. Like, I wouldn't say these are bad episodes, and I at all, but I do have like this complaint. Like I know part of it was I was really excited when series 14, I guess that was last season, kind of came out just because it felt new. It felt like better production. It was very much like when we got Matt Smith as the 12th, 11th, and there was definitely more production value, and I'm like excited with the Disney do that. But I feel like the episodes go by way too quickly, and it's not necessarily it's a good thing. I just feel like there's sometimes it's just like a lack of content. It's like a very surface level thing. And I was before we even started, this episode, I was talking to you guys, and so we kind of touch on that. I feel like these don't have the same air as like let's say the treatments that we've gotten with previous doctors, not including Jodie, because I think Jodie's run also suffered from this, where one, she didn't get enough time. Two, she didn't get really great stories. There were some great moments with Jodie's run, but I feel like it didn't do her justice. And I'm kind of feeling like we're going to get to that point with Ncuti, that he's not getting the best of the Doctor Who treatment when it comes to now. season 4 or series 14, I get it. He was still doing sex education. He was in the middle of other stuff, and so this one's like an opportunity for him to come into his own. But like even now, like the end of this episode, I am very afraid that one of the things I was super excited about, like with Belinda Chandra, that she was going to be the reluctant companion throughout the series. I feel like at the end of this episode, we don't have that anymore because she like hugs him. She says she trusts him. And we know at some point she's going to be like into the whole intergalactic, competition thing and everything else. Did we lose that? And was that just a bait? And now she's on board after episode 2. I'm kind of struggling with it a little bit. I don't know what you guys think.
Personally, for me, I don't think we lost that as much as just we have gained another layer of their relationship.
Okay.
Where they've
think
crossed
it's
a
just like-
barrier. Sorry, Niko, go for it.
No, I cut you off. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't think we've lost anything. I think they're developing. They're
Yeah.
they're gaining depth. To quote the
I think
episode.
there's more layers than just like, get me home. I can get you home. It's gonna take time. And
Yeah,
now the time doesn't seem so bad to kill.
exactly.
okay,
It's just
guys.
they went from people who just like get me the hell out of here.
There's
right?
probably going to be
To-
an episode. Sorry, Johnny, you go.
Sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No, no,
I'll just
Not like you've been on bed rest or anything like that. Trying to like, this is what happens when you come out of a concussion and you're like really super excited to get back to talking. I'm guessing. So
my
you're good.
brain was like it felt like it was in another universe for the longest time during that concussion, and I'm starting to feel like words are starting to come back to me at a proper pace, to say the least. But as I was saying very quickly, it's just I feel like we've gained that level of their friendship where it can be like, okay, I still want you to get me home, but I'm willing to trust you with whatever happens, that you're not just doing this because you are selfish or whatever. And just, yeah. I think that's what we're getting. She still definitely wants to get the hell home, though, to May 24th.
One facet we haven't seen her see yet is the Doctor being ruthless is too strong of a word, but more like,
No, it's a little appropriate.
yeah, like just something in an occasion where he's like, if you don't do this, I am going to kill you, or something of that nature. So I feel like maybe we'll get to see that, and then she'll be like, I've never seen this side of you, type of reaction.
We haven't seen that with the 15th Doctor yet at all. Like this is gonna like when we see it, it's gonna be like that's gonna be like I think the next.
I
next
think we do
thing-
when he kills
Seen a couple.
Sutek. know?
Yeah, killing Sutek, killing
That's-
the Goblin King.
That was actually like really fun.
I still love that death. Just straight up spear through his chest.
Yeah, I can
Sorry.
see that. Okay, but I mean, like, still, like the dark, threatening aspect of the Doctor, like when he gets to that point, like, I mean, we saw a lot of that with Capaldi. Like Capaldi
Him
ended
with
right.
Maisie Williams.
Yeah. But it's kind of like trying to figure out like what they're gonna do next with him. I mean, the previews for the next episode, I'm looking forward to what looks like they're in space and they're fighting something. The giant spider.
The well. Wait, next episode is a spider?
I don't know if the next one's a spider.
Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna need a trigger warning ahead of time, because if it does have spiders, I might skip it. I still have not finished Arachnids of
Well,
UK.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
not
just
worth
like
finishing.
I believe it. You have Donald Trump in that episode. Not actual Donald Trump, just a Trump stand-in.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, that episode. That actually was a pretty decent episode, I thought.
It's okay. I've heard weird complaints. People are like, Jodie never got those spiders back to their planet, and I'm like, they came from Earth.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I was too freaked out. My skin was crawling. All I wanted to do was just hide underneath my covers. But then when I couldn't see my body, it got extra itchy.
You know what it is? Jodie's run feels like a fever dream for me. I have to go back and watch it again because I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of the episodes for her.
It is a fever dream. That's
My concussion.
that's one of the episodes where they first come back to Earth after getting shunted into space and then going.
And then
Ceci,
Wait.
blaming
Is that
her
it? Was it like subterranean? Like they were in like some type of like a basement type thing or whatever.
They were in a
Yeah, gigantic.
hotel?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that one now. Yeah, they were like, yeah, okay. and one was like
Yeah,
attached to one of them,
Oh
yeah.
god.
or was that
It's
the
like the
Dalek
first
one?
time they
That was a
came
Scripture
back.
Dalek
was not
one.
any
It
better.
was a Dalek one.
Yeah,
Where
the
the one where
Dalek
it was like leached on the back of the woman or whatever.
See
Okay,
that
no, I
that
remember
was
those ones.
that was a like
I
thing
like that
with
episode.
all of Jodie's run. She hardly ever left Earth. It was always
True.
something on Earth in some time period. It's like she never, unless like the very beginning and the very end, she went to outer space a bunch, but like all the stuff in the middle was all Earth. I thought that was kind of a weird thing for that.
Yeah, I think the most she went out of like on a different planet was like the whole that assassin thing, wasn't it?
Oh, and the Amazon episode.
Okay.
Kablam.
Kablam,
There's
which she
that,
defends
yeah.
Amazon.
Oh yeah, that was a weird episode.
I like
That
that
was
she gets the phase that the 11th
Oh
Doctor
god, it's
ordered.
so creepy.
Yep.
It's the
Yep.
Kerblam robots.
Which
I love
reminded
this
me,
thing.
of those Teller Booth robots that were on the whale, the giant whale, the space whale.
Oh yes, with one of Karen Gillan's first episodes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. That was
With
the
Brooke
whole when a kid cries.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Doctor. You
Yeah.
don't interfere unless kids are crying.
I will say, regardless of like the content of the episode and the Harbinger, I feel like it could have been a two-parter in my sense. Like I feel like the like with the was it the toy maker, and then with Jinx with Maestro, I feel like these beings should have been like two-parters in a sense. Like they could have given them more time to kind of marinate and flesh out. But I'm gonna say this: I hated the way they defeated him.
Yes, same. The motivational change is very odd.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. When he starts like completely like enthralled with the sun and starts doing his contemplative thing, like he is everything and nothing, and he starts phasing out. I'm sitting there going, literally they looked at like some of the 90s like homemade music videos and they took that concept, because I have seen that in like you go to like some amusement parks where they have like the music video like kiosks where you can like lip sync to music.
It's like that
They
one
will
episode of
do that
Community.
where it blurs and where it fades out with them zooming into their faces. I was like,
Yes.
wow.
Why did I picture that exact scene, but the Reading Rainbow theme in the background?
You merged
Butterfly
two
in
different
the
Community
sky.
things. I can fly twice as high.
Now see now we gotta edit that and put that in there. That would be
It's
great.
Take a look. It's in the books.
it was a profound quote that he had at the end, but then he went goodbye. I was like, that's so weird.
Okay, here's the thing
But
though.
he's-
Like the idea of him expanding so big, it reminded me of a Futurama episode where they had their own Amazon situation going on. To holler back to our Jodie Whittaker episode, where like Amazon was like their version of Amazon got so big it consumed the Earth and then the entire galaxy.
Yeah. No, but now you say that, it's like goodbye, and he just that is. I gotta go back and watch the episode again now, because I now I need to like I was way too tired this morning when I watched it. It did keep me awake, but when I saw that, I was like, I double take, like, did I just see that happen? Like, is that literally how this guy is gonna end? He's gonna end being everything and nothing, and like, he's gone. It's like, ugh.
It's oh god. I will agree with you though that, and okay, maybe I don't think these harbinger gods whatever need two parters for sure. I'm fine with the single episodes. I will say, with the way they did the toy maker with Neil Patrick Harris, the scale of that story felt appropriate for the actor. Having Jim Cummings play Flux,
Alan,
huh?
isn't it Alan Cummings?
No, it's Jim Cummings.
Jim Cummings?
I'm almost positive it is Jim Cummings.
It's Hannah all over again. No,
Oh my god!
It's Jim Cummings. Rewatch
Okay.
the Doomsday chair announcements. Oh wait, no. Jim Cummings is Winnie the Pooh.
That's what I was thinking. Oh,
Okay,
bother.
you're right. It is Alan Cummings.
oh my god! Imagine
Where's the
Winnie the Pooh voicing that character.
He's just like
He's
out
like-
the off.
he's like,
he's just,
Oh no!
He's like, I am everything and nothing. Oh, bother.
Somebody's added that. Gotta love how a single mistake leads to that. But
I will admit though, when it said Alan Cummings, I first thought Jim Cummings, and I was like,
Winnie
I
the
have
Pooh.
never heard Winnie the Pooh sound like this guy. I have never heard Jim Cummings sound like this. That's why when you said it, I was like, I'm almost sure I'm right, but listen, I could be Hannah wrong all the time. That's just kind of how it is.
Anyways,
Okay.
the correct name is Alan Cummings, Nightcrawler
Yes.
from X-Men 2 specifically. I'll
Right.
just refer to him as Nightcrawler.
Or you can call him
Thank you.
Loki. He's been
Or
Loki.
God, honestly,
Or
very
Fluke.
off topic. Imagine if we get his version of Loki meeting Tom Hiddleston Loki in Doomsday. Just saying.
God.
Anyways, the use of Alan Cummings for this kind of role and then having it end like this, it feels almost blasphemous because the guy's such a good actor. Like, I hope he comes back.
Yeah, I think he could, because like if he ever learns perspective, he could just come back.
I mean, maybe he'll be on the doctor's side now because the doctor kind of gave him a gift at the end.
That is true.
That is
Have
a
we
good
had any
point.
good gods yet?
Yeah, well, here's the thing though. Like, he's different than the rest, of course. So was it the toy maker or the game maker? I keep always getting mixed up.
Toy maker.
Toy
The
maker. Okay.
celestial toy maker.
So he played to take trophies for himself. Like he took the guy, he wanted to take the doctor. In Jinx, we had Maestro,
Yeah,
who
they
was
wanted to
stealing
take
all
the
music, all sound.
Yeah.
This guy, as he absorbed light, he didn't take it away. The only thing he was trying to take away was the doctor, so he could be, become corporeal. But like when he got the light, it didn't take the light away. He just over absorbed and transcended. So he's very different than the other ones that we've seen so far.
You know what kind of
Especially-
reminds me of though? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, especially from 1952 to 2025, he could have learned things from that time span and make a comeback.
What's
Yeah,
about
valid.
75 years to a god? But as I was saying, like when the doctor was just getting absorbed and everything for his light, it very much reminded me of Matt Smith during that one episode where, like, one of Clara's first episode with the leaf, with the singing, and he's just, I'm imagining Shooty doing something like, "Have it, you have it all."
What are the time? Have there been times where he, like, when he healed his burned hand with the time energy? Has he ever done that before? To
Not that
himself?
I'm aware of, but at the same time, that was such a hokey explanation. I'm like, that came out of nowhere.
Well,
but
I mean,
okay, I
there's-
guess.
we've never seen it that far into the bigeneration or regeneration. Because remember when the 10th Doctor lost his hand, he regenerated his whole hand.
Yeah.
But that was like
remember
right
the
after
doctor.
it.
That was like because he was still growing. It was still new. But I feel like the doctor always kind of comes up with powers on the fly, though. Sometimes.
Legit.
Yeah,
That's what
remember,
this one felt like.
Matt Smith healed River Song with his
Yeah.
regeneration energy.
Yeah.
He was like, that took
Oh,
like
yeah.
10 years off your life. He's like, it doesn't matter.
What's 10 years to a Time Lord?
I'm like 1200. What are you talking about?
That's like a decimal point within my timeline.
Yeah. But I don't think we've ever, well, yeah, with that one. But it was a little like surprising because I've never seen, like, this is like second season and we're like, okay, he still hasn't used it. And at first I thought that he had used it in order to split the TARDIS, but then I remembered that was the residual energy from the toy maker. Because like the rules were still in play and they deserved a prize.
Oh,
So-
and River burned the rest of her regeneration, saving the Doctor's life one time.
Sure, there was that.
So I guess they can use it as they want to, unless they're mortally hurt.
The thing that confuses me though is that the first time you see the 10th Doctor, the fish that like hunt down that energy and like seek it out, it's just never happened again.
Maybe that energy just gets weaker and like there's a decay rate, like with radiation.
Yeah, maybe he
it
just
wears
chills
off.
because that was like he was like unconscious and non-voluntarily leaking out regeneration energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also, can we just quickly talk about how creepy Mr. Randane looked when he was 3D?
Yep.
It was terrifying.
I was like,
He-
this is some nightmare fuel right now.
That's like some Poppy's Playtime, like huggy
And
wuggy,
that's
like
shit
crap.
I see. Like, it's like Skibbity Toilet. It's like
Terrified.
other
He had
gore
hair
line
in
shit
places
there.
I didn't expect him to have hair.
Exactly.
It
And
was
then like
like-
his antennas were like really insectoid like.
So even just playing a tiny bit of it, it reminded me of a Persona boss fight,
Yeah.
like one of those games.
It
Especially when you
definitely
said
reminded me of
Skibbity
Persona.
Toilet, there was actually a boss of a guy sitting on a toilet in like a cape or something. It was wild.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. It's sad that I'm a 42-year-old man and I can stick with it when you start talking about Skibbity toilets. Like,
I went to Walmart yesterday with my friends. There was just Skibbity Toilet toys in the toy aisle. I'm like,
yes,
what?
there are
I've seen that.
Skibbity
Alright.
toilet toys,
There's
blind
a
bags where you get
backpack in
collectibles.
Dude,
Fortnite too.
Johnny, when I saw Skibbity Toilet in like a Target, I'm like, what if there is a zombie apocalypse and people are just rummaging through Targets going, what the fuck is that? What were they doing?
And there goes the
Great
word for the
Skibbity
day.
toilet.
I was saving it.
almost
I
said
was
it.
saving
Right.
it.
No,
And we used it appropriately for Skibbity Toilet.
But listen, like I worked at Spirit Halloween this last year. They had the costumes too.
I was gonna say, we're the Skibbity Toilet house. Oh God.
What were the people of the past into? My God.
Apparently, we were really into toilet heads.
Yeah,
Finding out
it's-
Skibbity toilet lore is crazy.
And then the
Skibbity
radio-
Toilet is
what was
about
it,
to
the
become like
camera
a
heads?
horror story for kids like Bloody Mary, where you say Skibbity
It
Toilet
already
3
is.
times while you're taking a shit. Your sister head's gonna pop up right up your ass.
And then you become a Skibbity toilet.
You know what's
You
funny?
become a Skibbity Toilet.
I'll never forget. And it's funny because like I've been alive to be able to see the complete evolution of that entire thing. Because there was that guy who did the face thing that he was just singing to the song and he was making the expressions, and then they use his face as the basis for the toilet. And I'm like, wow, this is no, I'm
Full
done.
circle.
Done with
full circle.
society. Yeah, it's going down the drain fast.
Lord.
Flush it.
Yeah.
Can you flush Skibbity Toilet?
Well, you know what? It makes sense. Y'all were cursing because you're having a potty mouth.
Ah, shit.
That's a platinum dad joke.
Yes, thank you. I think we've pretty much said everything we can say about this episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I really want there to be action and a monster, and that's what I'm looking for. Like, a real
You
monster,
might get
not
giant
a-
spiders, and if you do, I will not be a part of next week's episode.
In fact, let's
I
see.
mean, actually, you know what? No, I'll still join for next week if I can. You guys talk about the episode. I won't watch it, and I'll just go like, okay, what? That'll be a hell of an experiment.
But that's like
Please.
I am looking
Yes.
forward to the next episode because it's my favorite part of Doctor Who is the science fiction and the outer space stuff, and this looks like
No,
it
they
fits on
made
that
me
track.
mad. Because I wanted Shooty in the iconic orange spacesuit. What is this?
Oh,
Okay,
that's right.
Wait, no. This is the episode, though, where his butt is really well
Yeah,
defined,
it
though.
broke the internet.
I sent it in our chat, just go like, okay, I found myself really wanting some cake right now, y'all.
I had like
Yeah,
10 people
he-
send me the picture.
He had a dumpy.
It's just Niko's. You're just gonna print it now, Niko. You're going like, cool, motivation for squats. Let's go.
Let's see here. I'm just looking for the name of it so we can actually.
For next week's episode,
Let's see.
it's called the
The Well. Oh, and they are in the blue spacesuits.
Yeah.
All right.
With the
What if he
dumper.
looks at an orange one and says something about it?
I'll be even more. Actually, I will. I'd be happy about the acknowledgement.
Okay, but like, what if Shooty looks at it and like, what was I thinking?
Man.
It'd be like the X-Men going like, what were you expecting? Yellow spandex?
Yes, I was. And I put the yellow spandex.
And then a few years from now, they'll go like, what were you wanting? Black leather?
Gosh. Black Leather had a chokehold on showstoppers.
I blame the Matrix.
I think me and my
And-
friends were looking at the Kamen Rider live action show. Like every single person that appears has a leather jacket on. Like,
Oh,
what was the
interesting.
leather jacket budget?
How much
Oh, no.
were leather jackets back then?
Probably was more
Or were
like
they faux
leather
leather?
jackets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's probably faux
No,
leather.
I will say the Matrix did have a hold on me for a while too, because like I went and bought the Morpheus glasses like on eBay ASAP. While y'all were in diapers, I'm just saying.
I was
I
like
wanted my
3.
first cell phone to be like Morpheus, where it just like popped open.
So those were going in 2001. Those things were going for anywhere between, I think it was like $250 to $500 on eBay, and which is funny because that was expensive at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mind you, your average iPhone right now is like what, $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Inflation.
yeah, yeah. It's wild.
What else was there to this episode? I'm trying to remember.
Did anybody catch that moment when the mother came in with the police officer before they revealed that it was part of the
Oh yeah, no, I caught
date?
on immediately.
Like I was like, at first I was like, how dare her? How dare her? And then I'm like, wait, something's not right. And I love how he just called out the police uniform.
Mhm. I had two
really?
train of thoughts.
Yep.
I'm like, one, this isn't real. This can't be it. He kept pulling through. He's definitely still in there. The second one in my head though is like, but the audacity of a white woman.
Yeah, that part was
Not too far
believable.
off.
Yeah. But I feel like because you remember in the diner when he goes and he holds her hand to tell her he'll take care of her, she did go like this. She went, and I
Oh,
was like, oh.
that woman. I mean, it was probably just a line, but I feel like she was happy to see her son, and she said, "I had faith, and he returned." It's like, yep, had nothing to do with the doctor. Absolutely nothing to do with the doctor. You just believed it would happen, and it happened.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
It did happen.
I do remember one thing we should probably talk about: the appearance of Mrs. Flood at the end.
Oh yeah, yeah. Remember, limited run, ends on May 24th. I was
Yes.
like, come on, like it's right here. It's right here on the nose.
Yeah. But I'm just
Um,
like, how did she get back there? Or is it like another Sutek situation with Susan Triad where there's like one Mrs. Flood everywhere?
She has a TARDIS shaped like a diner.
Okay, if you tell me that it's Clara in the future, I will flip.
but it can't be because her heart's not beating, so she doesn't age. She
Oh,
is
that's
stuck with
true.
that age. Yeah,
She can stay eternally pretty.
unless me found some way to age and is finally, you know,
See,
But Maisie Williams definitely has an age. I'm pretty sure she still looks 10.
me talked to the 12th Doctor at the end of time, so she never ages.
Yeah, she's there. I love that moment. We're at the end of time and someone's knocked on the door. Who is it? The doctor. Me. You.
No, it's me.
Ooh,
Man.
another thing we should talk about. I
Oh.
love Shooty's speech in the diner when Belinda's like, just let this happen. It's like, I've toppled worlds. I've done all these crazy things. Sometimes I wish for people to topple theirs. And I'm like, yeah. And now he just
That was
walks
a good
away.
one. I like that.
Yeah, I like how I also noticed like I want to know the dynamics of them because I know it's TV magic or whatever, but like they go in one door in the TARDIS and they come out with costumes in the other. Like are we just like materializing costumes now or
Absolutely
Well,
Scooby Dooing it.
see, with the TARDIS though, the TARDIS is like there are no rules because
Yeah.
there was like these extra episodes where like Clara was trying to talk to the TARDIS, and then like 20 different versions of Clara start coming out from different
Yeah,
times.
I remember that.
Those
Yeah.
TARDIS corridors have no rules.
Okay, but like
and I
now
love
that we
they're-
mentioned this, I just want a chase sequence in the TARDIS.
I've-
Oh gosh.
well did
Jeez.
remember
In this TARDIS, at
what
least.
was it? Remember we got the one with Amy and with Rory where they were when the TARDIS was being consumed.
Right.
The
I want
doctor's
more of that
wife.
because I love the idea that every single one of the consoles is somewhere in the TARDIS.
Mhm.
It
No,
even has
I like that.
consoles from the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Consoles he hasn't figured out yet. He's like, you can categorize things I haven't done. Yes, I can.
But yeah, no, it'd be so cool if we just had like a fun little chase sequence of just like you'd have like our main TARDIS console room. You go through one door and there's someone's being chased, and then they come out on the top left or something like that while they were just at the bottom right. It'd be so fun. I would love that so much.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, I think there would be enough to be like a full TARDIS episode of just like getting lost in the TARDIS. Like, I remember, what was it? The
All
the
episode.
husbands of River Song,
Mm.
and she opens the little like panel on the wall, and there's alcohol there, and she's like, and he's like, wait, where's where's that been? Like the fact that there are things that he has no idea about. I would love, and at some point, I want to see the pool.
Him going like you got pushed that button, like that releases all the waste in subsection like 12. Like,
Dude.
let's avoid subsection 12 then.
How funny would it be if you stumbled across a karaoke bar in the TARDIS and you saw Nardal and like just
Oh.
random characters from the past just singing karaoke? It's like, hey, where have you been?
Captain Jack's just there.
Oh, what if the TARDIS, we get more into the TARDIS, and like everything that's going on in Doctor Who is happening at the same time, and the TARDIS is just like, it's different dimensions of the TARDIS that they're going through.
Time in relative dimension in space.
Now I want to see
Yeah,
something
they
like
still
that.
have the
Or you
memory
find out that
TARDIS,
like
too.
every single
Yep.
TARDIS ever created is just a version of the same TARDIS.
Yeah, I guess technically because of the memory TARDIS and what it does, all of these things do happen.
Okay,
Like,
so what I'm hearing is now we need to go on a drug trip and just come up with pitches for Doctor Who.
yeah, because the Tales of the TARDIS show, that's essentially just what happens. It's just
Exactly.
memories of
420 is
companions and
tomorrow, but we are
doctors.
not endorsing anything.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, well
You
we
mean
are
today when they
yeah.
see it.
of this episode.
Time is relative. Don't forget.
Wibbly
Yeah,
wobbly.
Your tomorrow is my today, but my today might be your tomorrow.
and
Mhm.
actually, you are in the future, and we're in the past. So, way to go!
It
But
is
also, we
almost
see
tomorrow
ahead of
in
time.
Japan. I guess.
And all you care about is more Star Wars announcements.
Oh yeah,
Well, today is all WrestleMania night 1. That's where I'm at.
Playoffs.
is that a yeet?
Hockey.
Yes, yeet. Jey Uso.
Yeet!
Oh, nice.
It's me.
Actually, no, wait, I need to deal with Canadian politics today more than anything.
Oh, well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna
We have
go.
an election coming up.
Now listen, I'm living in the past, so you all, I hope you
guys have
enjoyed
an
the
election.
show. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my birthday that's already happened. So I love the idea of recording these like the day before, because it's like all, it's the timeline's all mixed up. So I love that.
It's wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we need to play with this. We need to
Hey, if you want to do that next weekend, I can actually show up for it.
you know what? Here's the thing.
We could do that.
We could do it. We could do it for another week. That I do I have anything planned for, what is it? The 25th? I don't. Let's figure it out. We'll talk offline because we do that. We should at some point just randomly, one of us, do that every ninth word is a message into something. Because like that was the one thing I did like about last episode.
We're gonna need to really script this out then.
Oh, it would be scripted. Yeah, it would actually be scripted. Yeah. Of course, I'll be sitting on.
Okay.
Let's just say it's very, very important that we do. No, I already messed up. Never mind. Yeah.
You sure did. No, that's still one word. It's just
That's
multiple
just one
syllables.
long word.
Welcome and thank you for watching us on on Tardis Talks. I will be honest with you, this is probably the most incoherent we will be, and of course we're not even enjoying 420 festivities since we're in the past. But with that said, I hope you guys have had a wonderful afternoon. Remember, you can find us on itsfanbox.com as well as youtube.com/itsfanbox. You can also check out our other podcasts on the Fanbox Network at fanboxnetwork.com. And with that said, we're going to go a different direction. Go ahead and tell us where we can find you.
On TikTok, Niko Skywalker. Instagram, Skywalking Niko. Here, Tardis Talks.
Y'all can find me at Marvelous Johnny. Don't forget, it's 2 L's because I'm Canadian. Find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all the fun stuff.
I am David Xanatos 1138. Don't forget that because I'm not Canadian, I guess, but I am on all socials as that name, maybe something else soon. We'll see.
We can change that, David.
Yeah, and you know what? Ultimately, David is in Florida, so if you want to meet him at a diner at 3:00 in the morning, I'm pretty sure he could help you find that out. But with that said, we have had a great time with you guys. We're gonna go ahead and say goodbye, and we'll see you next week with episode The Well. Goodbye.
Allons-y!
Bye.
Allons.